Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Brady Wyrick, and I am thrilled to bring you my neuropathy webinar, The Ultimate Neuropathy Solution. I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes some tips and tactics that you are not going to want to miss. I'm going to share with you all of the links that you need in the description of this video so you can get after it, so you can get well. So just by way of introduction, most of you have seen this video that we did from the summit of the Grand Teton earlier this year. It had been 22 years since I'd climbed that mountain. It had been about 15 since overcoming neuropathy following chemotherapy. And yes, just earlier this summer, I drug a camera and microphone up to the summit, made the video that you saw. That was me. Thanks for watching. It was fun to make that and got some strange looks from the summit up there. But what if I told you that the burning and stabbing pain that keeps you up at night could finally come to an end without having to take pills? What if I told you that the fear of losing your independence, of not being able to walk without help, doesn't have to be your future? And what if I told you that you could regain the simple joys of life, like feeling your loved one's touch or walking barefoot without pain? You could feel that again. Hey, what if I told you that the frustration and hopelessness of living with neuropathy could be replaced with hope, healing, and control over your health today? Because if you do what I tell you to do in this video, that's very, very possible for that to happen. But what if I told you that your doctor is dead wrong about neuropathy and that there's a good chance they have neuropathy themselves? I see this happen all the time. I've got good friends that are medical doctors that think there's nothing they can do except for take the gabapentin and learn to live with it. After you watch this video, you're going to understand that they're wrong. Okay? Here's my disclaimer. I'm not here to sell you anything. I will make a pitch at the end that if you want my help, I'm available. But I'm going to give you everything. All the tools you'll need are going to come in this video. Okay? Neuropathy insurance coverage is pathetic, it's criminal, and it's pro-big pharma. The only thing Medicare will pay for is the medications that only mask the symptoms. They'll pay for the tests to tell you exactly which nerve it is, but they won't tell you how to fix it, and they won't help you fix it. Okay? There are lots and lots of effective solutions that are out there that are very, very expensive. Hey, what I'm going to share with you in this video is actually making a lot of my colleagues angry, because what they do is they purchase the exact same products I'm going to show you from Amazon and mark them up 200 to 300 times. I'm going to show you how to get them, how to use them. Okay? Now, to be crystal clear, I do get a small commission when you buy stuff on Amazon and the supplements that I share with you, but it's pennies on the dollar. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm going to teach you how to keep the cost down, but you have to understand when you drive down costs, you bring up the effort that you have to make. There is nothing out there that you can just pop in your mouth, rub on your feet to make the neuropathy completely go away. You've got to make some effort. Now, you got to find that balance of where's the cost versus the effort, where is that sweet spot. I'm here to help you do that, but that's what I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes. Hey, I do have a few paid options. If you feel like you need help, then I'll give you a link where you can book with me. But I charge a fee for that. But I'm here if you need me. Hey, if you recognize this guy, there's a reason for that, because that is me in 2009. I was 31 years old. I was 3 years out of chiropractic school. Had this new business. It was starting to take off. I had this little tiny family. I had 2 little girls at the time, and I literally was laying in bed one day with a strep throat, and I basically scratched myself and found a lump on my left testicle, and it was cancerous. And this started off 6 months of chemotherapy, surgery, etc. I don't want you to worry about me. Everything is fine now. It just was awfully scary at the time because life was just in full swing, and it knocked me back. But when I was done, guess what? Chemotherapy kills off fast reproducing cells, which happens to be the exact cells that cause neuropathy. You're going to understand that a little bit better shortly. But I'm never going to forget how my feet felt. It felt like my socks had turned around upside down, and that little line that goes across your toes was actually going across the ball of my foot. Hey, I remember sitting in my oncologist's office, and he wasn't much older than I was at the time. And I asked him what I could do about it, and he literally looked me in the eye at 39 years old and said, "Well, it's hell to get old, isn't it?" I was floored. That was not the answer that I was looking for. I was not about to resign myself to that amount of discomfort and pain. In fact, shortly after that, I did a hike across Yellowstone that was 40-something miles, and just absolutely, I thought my feet were destroyed. And that's really what started off this journey to figure out, okay, how can we fix this? Because this is not me. Well, what's life like for me now? This picture was taken in August of this year. That's me in blue on top of the highest point in Grand Teton National Park. That is the summit of the Grand Teton. That was a 3-day climb to get to where we were. That's old man pace, by the way. But I will tell you, I hike as much as I want. I've gone over 100 miles this summer. I fish as much as I want. Well, that's a lie. I'd like to fish more. But it's not my feet that are holding me back from that. But I have zero complications for neuropathy, not one speck of it. Okay, and I'm here to share with you today why I did and why that is, and how you can do it too. Because this webinar, this is for you people that are struggling because of the not being able to sleep. There's that relentless tingling and burning in your feet, in your hands. You can't walk without discomfort. You have fear that grips you every time you take a step, okay, because you're afraid of losing your balance. You're in constant pain. The stories I hear are like, I can't drive the car with my shoes on. As soon as I sit down, my feet burn. I feel like I got to take them off. The cost of managing neuropathy, because insurance is so bad, it's easy to drive that up and not really get answers, feeling anxious, feeling hopeless. If this is you, hang on, because I'm going to give you some action steps to take. But what you absolutely have to know is this. Hey, basic nerve anatomy. This is a nerve. Your nerve has what's called an axon, which is a long wire that connects basically the cell body to wherever that nerve is going. So in the case of peripheral neuropathy, this terminal here, the axon terminal, could be in your big toe. This cell body is going to be somewhere in your spinal cord, and there's going to be another extension of this that'll go all the way up to your brain, so your body knows balance, coordination. Excuse me, I'm ahead of myself. It can sense vibration sense, it can sense light touch, it can sense joint position sense, all from activation from this nerve pathway. That nerve needs two things to survive. It needs fuel. Fuel comes in the form of glucose and oxygen. If you disrupt glucose or oxygen, cells die, period. End of story. Okay? They rely on activation, which comes from your everyday sensory experience. So moving your feet, exercise, moving your joints the way they need to move, getting vibration on your feet, all things that they need to stay viable. In the case of rehab, I'm going to teach you how to do this yourself. Hey, peripheral neuropathy. Let's talk about the definition. Peripheral refers to any nerve outside the central nervous system. Your nervous system is made up of two parts. You have the central nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord, and then you have your peripheral nervous system, which is everything in yellow that you see on the screen, your peripheral nerves. They're outside of your central nervous system. Neuropathy means problem with the nerve. That's it. It only means problem with the nerve. So after you go to the doctor and you tell them that your feet burn, they're numb, they're tingling, you've lost your balance, they're just going to say, well, that's neuropathy. Let's take this test because insurance will pay for it. And they're probably getting something from behind for ordering the test, just saying. And then they'll tell you exactly what nerve it is, and they'll say it's peripheral neuropathy. It's a problem with that nerve. We don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to fix it. That should say central nerve, not neuropathy. There's a mistake right there. But that's all it means. Problem with the peripheral nerve. Here's where the nitty-gritty is. Hey, the nitty-gritty is this. Your spinal cord is the information superhighway going from your feet and your hands to your brain. This is a cross-section of your spinal cord you see on the screen. Hey, here's the front, here's the back. So if I took your spinal cord and I cut it this way, yes, that's my dog, okay, and we tipped it like this, the view we're looking at is like you're looking down the front of the tube of the pen. Hi, Koa. Everyone can see you right now. Hey, oops. So in the back part of the spinal cord, back here in purple, or everything in purple that you see is a pathway of information going from your periphery back to your brain. Everything in your blue is coming from your brain back out to your periphery. So with peripheral neuropathy, 9 times out of 10, I keep moving, my mouse keeps going away. I don't know how that works. Hey, 9 times out of 10 with peripheral neuropathy, it is a breakdown inside this purple pathway right here called the dorsal white column. This is a 270 mile an hour pathway, which basically, if you're going from point A to point B, 270 miles an hour, and you're 6 feet tall, it's a 6 foot long pathway, happens that fast. This pathway carries vibration sense, joint position sense, and light touch. This pathway is the most metabolically fragile pathway in the human body. That means when you take chemotherapy, when your blood sugar gets dysregulation, when you're not using oxygen efficiently, when you've got too much blood sugar, when you have too little blood sugar, when you have inflammation from autoimmunity, this is the pathway that breaks down first. And when it breaks down, it stops inhibiting pain pathways so that when you sit down at night to watch a ball game, take your shoes off, kick your feet up on the recliner, pain's no longer being inhibited, and all of a sudden those numb feet are burning like crazy. That is exactly why. That's the pathway that's broken down. That's where I'm going to show you how to fix that. Hey, with food, with supplementation, and with a couple things that you can use as therapy at home. Okay. So, what are the big 3 secrets? Secret number 1, the number 1 cause of neuropathy is actually metabolic inflammation. Metabolic inflammation drives up blood sugar. Metabolic inflammation drives up inflammatory pathways. Metabolic inflammation destroys that pathway in your spinal cord, causing you neuropathy. Hey, here's the secret about this one. To fix this will actually save you money, not cost you money in the long run, because when you start eating the way that you should, then your grocery bill will actually go down. It's a phenomenon. It seems expensive at first, but I promise it's a phenomenon. It'll happen. Hey, secret number 2 is you can heal those nerves and there's no medication that can do it. We're going to talk about some of the supplementation that you can use. And then secret number 3 is your nerves need that activation to thrive, and those are from products that you can buy on Amazon. All right, secret number 1, standard American diet. Foods that cause inflammation and mess up blood sugar. Of course, sugar, long-term conservative sugar and fake sugar will mess with metabolic pathways that will disrupt that nerve pathway. Hey, and it drives me crazy when I see commercials and people jumping on the bandwagon for diet soda and, Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero. No. The chemicals that they use to sweeten those, number 1, your brain can't tell the difference between sugar and fake sugar. It just sees sweet, so you still get the insulin response. And those chemicals will disrupt the blood flow going to your nerves in that pathway that I pointed out and will cause neuropathy. Number 2 is processed grains. You take food, grains that are growing up out of the ground that should be good for us, but we spray the living daylights out of them with chemicals that disrupt metabolism and then refine them down to 60% chemicals, 40% what they originally were. We're going to have a problem. They're going to cause issues. Soy is a huge one. It's highly genetically modified. Tons and tons of pesticides get sprayed on this stuff. We consume it like it's candy. So when you start reading your food labels, you're going to see soy lecithin in a lot of things. We're disrupting metabolism. We're disrupting blood flow. And then corn. Corn really in its modern day state is not fit for human consumption. We literally give corn and grains to cattle to fatten them up. That should tell you everything you need to know about grains and corn when it comes to human consumption. So that leads me to the next question. Oh, dairy is on there as well, excuse me. We have a lot of people with undiagnosed dairy sensitivities. Plus, when you pasteurize dairy, you actually kill the enzymes your body needs to absorb it. That creates a whole nother subset of problems. Pause for dramatic effect. No, I'm pausing because my computer's not responding. So that leads me to this. What do I eat? A lot of people feel like this lady in the slide here. Please help me. In the notes below, you're going to see a link to this 4-week neuropathy master meal plan. It is yours. Download it and print it. And follow it. But before you do that, there's also an inflammatory questionnaire. Make sure you download that inflammatory questionnaire and fill that out. You're going to actually download 2 copies, print them both. Fill one out at the beginning of this 4-week, fill the second one out at the end of the 4 weeks, and watch how the answers change. Now, be careful when you follow this meal plan. Menus, recipe, shopping list, it's all in there. Okay? Be careful when you follow this because your blood sugar, your blood pressure are going to come down. So when you start feeling yucky and you go to the doctor and they want to put you on more meds, don't do it. You do have to talk to your doctor about changing your meds. I can't tell you to do that. It's against my license. But I am just telling you it happens. But in the end, you're going to have more energy. You're going to sleep better. You have less nerve pain, more mental clarity, all because we're knocking inflammation down. It is a wonderful thing. I'm also giving you a list of 50 fruits and 50 vegetables. It is yours, absolutely free. Download it and print it and live by it. Once you get through this 4 weeks, go ahead and start eating bananas, pineapples, mangoes, and grapes again. But for that time frame, just avoid them because we want to avoid those insulin surges. And the same thing goes for potatoes, corn, peas, or carrots. But don't worry, there's 50 options for both of those things in that list. So use those. Moving on. Secret number 2 is about that fuel source and activation. Here's where I'm going to show you exactly what to buy. When it comes to supplements for nerves, this NerveReverse is the best that I have ever seen, period. A lot of B vitamins, alpha lipoic acid, and other natural ingredients are basically going to help support your nerve health, reduce your pain and tingling, and enhance blood flow, and boost nerve regeneration, and you can do that for as low as $40 a month. That's very inexpensive compared to what you get. This is a multivitamin bottle. Use best ingredients I've ever seen for a product like this. I met the guy who started NerveReverse. His name was Ben. He came into my original office when I was in an office with a podiatrist. He came over to show me his product. I took one look at the ingredients, and knowing what I know about folic acid versus folate, I said this stuff is a winner, and I've been with that company ever since. We made a video that day, and I've been very, very impressed with the product that you have. They have other things like this pain relief cream that you can rub on your feet at night. It does add a little more cost, but it is worth it because it'll help your feet feel better as you're healing, so you can sleep. The link for NerveReverse is in the description below. Please go to that, and this product will change your life. A red light therapy. Red light therapy is awesome. It enhances cellular repair. It reduces inflammation and pain. It's going to improve blood circulation. It's non-invasive and drug-free. And best of all, it's not expensive. $89 on Amazon. There's a link below. You can grab this. You can probably get it cheap. There are other versions of this that you can use. I like this one because of its versatility. I got this one for my mom and my mother-in-law. My mom is less inclined to make the dietary changes that are necessary to truly get better. Addiction is strong. I'll just say that. But she uses this on her feet every night, and it gives her relief. And what I like about this particular product, not just its cost, but you can put both feet on this pad at the same time and do the treatment for 20 minutes. You can do that 3 times a day if you wanted to. And you can actually move this to other parts of your body that you're having issues with. And it makes it more versatile. There are some boots that are available on Amazon that cost a little bit more, get a little better coverage for your feet, but they are more expensive. But this is literally one of those products that some of these online people you see will buy these products from Amazon and then turn around and mark the price up. Like I've seen this particular pad for like $700 from other practitioners. So that's one of those secrets that they don't want me telling you, but that's exactly how they do it. Hey, I'd grab one of these. They're great. We have one here. I should have grabbed it for dramatic effect, but I didn't. It's in the other room. Great product. And like I said, it's not a lot of money. I would go grab one of those. Link is in the description. Fuel and activation. Hey, activation comes from this particular device right here. This is an electrical stim unit. This particular unit is you can program this to 8.0 hertz. You see right here where it says 120. If you program that to 8.0, and there's instructions on how to do it, basically what that'll do is start stimulating that back part of your spinal cord to start repairing itself again. And you can do this 2 or 3 times a day. You can overdo this, so be careful. Just do it to your comfort level. You put the pads on the balls of your foot, or you can actually buy like those Sterilite plastic containers that have the two. They're divided, and you can put a foot in each. You can put water and Epsom salt, and then a foot in each one of those, and drop a lead into each one of those. Do that with one channel, and then set it, and you can actually get full stimulation going through your feet to help promote that nerve growth. It's non-invasive. There's no drugs, and it's literally $35 on Amazon. I have seen people take this device, put their sticker on the black case so it has their logo, and then turn around and sell it for $1,000. I've seen it happen, but this is where they get it. Link is in the description. Vibration sense. Using vibration sense on your feet is very, very effective. This is a great little device to do that. Again, we're trying to do everything we can to improve that circulation and get rid of that pain and numbness. And vibration is a great way to do that. And then things literally $89 on Amazon. It's a no-brainer. Okay. Lastly, let's talk about the future of peripheral nerves, and I think this is the direction that it's going. Stem cell therapy for neuropathy. It's a thing. Remember we talked about that whole thing, like decreased cost, increased effort. This is bringing up the cost, and it's bringing down the effort. I would not do this unless you've taken the other steps. But this is a more expensive option where basically what we do, and stem cell therapy, it has its naysayers. The FDA actually allows us to do this in the United States, but the naysayers tell you that it's illegal. I'm telling you it's not. We do this every day. But our protocol looks like this: is we do put it in a nebulizer, so you're breathing in some of those stem cells for their anti-inflammatory action. And by the way, those cells come from donated umbilical cords, so there's no weird stuff going on. And then we inject different areas, 3 cc's of stem cell product per area, per extremity. 1.5 is going to go up by the fibular head, which is the top of your lower leg. The other one goes down towards your ankles, and they contain cytokines and growth factors that help your nerves to heal. So let's review, and then we're going to wrap this up. Secret number 1 is inflammation is the cause. Secret number 2, nerves can re-heal, but there's not a drug that can do it through that process called plasticity. And number 3, your nerves need fuel and activation to survive and to thrive. And I've shown you exactly what you need to buy. Now the ball is in your court. So if you're overwhelmed, let's just break this down for you. Okay, number 1 is to do nothing. Cool. You watch the video. At least share it and like it, I guess. But option number 1 is do nothing. You continue down the same path and you're expecting different results. That's literally the definition of insanity. Option number 2, I've given you the tools so you can literally go off and take off on your own. The links are all down there. So use this information and start making valuable changes. And then option number 3 is if you feel overwhelmed and you want help, you can book a strategy session with me. I'll provide you a link to do that. But just bear in mind, I do charge $149 to do that. So that's all I had to say for this video. I hope you like it. I hope you share it. But most important, hey, do something about it. Take action. Get your life going in the direction that you need it to go so you can be the person that you want to be. So until next time, be well.